Oh, I see what it is. Okay, so this is according to
What?
Wikipedia, so obviously, grain of salt, I guess, whatever. Um,
Yes.
for his planned solo album, Iommi began working with bassist Gordon Copley and drummer Eric Singer, then members of Lita Ford's backing band, Tony Iommi's fiance at the time.
Oh,
Didn't know that either. Shit.
I didn't either.
After a
Hot
few
damn.
after a few months, Copley returned to working with Ford, and Dave Spitz was brought in as his replacement. On July 13th, 1985, the original lineup of Black Sabbath reunited for a one-off appearance at Live Aid, performing the songs "Children of the Grave," "Iron Man," and "Paranoid."
Nice.
Iommi then returned to working on his solo album, for which he enlisted former Trapeze and Deep Purple vocalist Glenn Hughes. So, all right,
Ooh,
very cool. I did
very
Glenn Hughes.
cool.
I did Glenn Hughes. I saw him walking around at that party I was telling you about at
Oh,
fucking
at
Ernie
Ernie
Bach
Bach's
Jr.'s.
house?
Yeah, he was walking around. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
oh, son of a bitch. Kind of wish I talked to him for a few minutes, but whatever.
Yeah.
Regrets.
That must have been really fucking cool at that party, man.
That was,
Because then
man.
you also see David Draymond from Disturbed
Yeah,
and
I actually,
shit.
I have a selfie with him on like one of my older cell phones.
That's cool,
That is
man.
fucking dope, dude.
That is really
Yeah, he
cool.
he was really cool. But so anyway, so there was let's see. However, after pressure from his American record label Warner Brothers Record, Iommi was forced to credit Seventh Star to Black Sabbath featuring Tony Iommi upon releasing in January 1986.
Hmm.
So
There's a Tony Iommi Django Reinhardt connection.
yeah,
You know Django Reinhardt, the guitarist I really dig?
don't know.
He's like a gypsy jazz guitarist and probably one of the more well known of that style. And basically, he had this accident where he burned the whole left side of his body, and so like his hand got really deformed and stuff, so he couldn't play guitar anymore. But he eventually learned how to play like he got to be like an amazing guitarist despite the fact that he had that horrible injury. And as you may know, Tony Iommi used to work in a slaughterhouse when the band was still getting started out, when he was still like starting his career and things like that.
Yeah,
Um, and so he lost some of his fingers in an accident working at the slaughterhouse, and he was bummed because he wasn't going to be able to play guitar. And someone got him into Django, who was like, "Hey, look at if this guy could become like an amazing guitarist with his situation, you could probably do the same thing with yours. It's just a matter of relearning." And so it kind of that's when Tony started doing the thing with the covers on his fingers. You know what I'm talking about that he
yeah,
would make. I think nowadays he does something different, but he used to use like these covers on his finger to help him play and stuff. But it's like, man, that's cool. That's something positive coming out of some really negative shit there.
yeah.
So,
It, yeah, and you gotta find some positive and negative
dig
shit like
it.
that. All right, let's see. Last
Yeah,
member,
yeah. The fact that
Tommy.
both of those guys were able to like move on from it is pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so Tommy Thayer, current guitar player for Kiss. All
All
right.
right, well, Christ, if Eric Singer's worth 15 million, I gotta assume Tommy Thayer's worth at least 25 million.
He is worth $10 million according to this website.
I quit. I quit.
I suck at this game.
Can't do it.
Fucking rage quitter.
Pretty much, yeah. I can't do it. Forget it. I don't want to play your stupid game. It wasn't stupid. Now it's stupid. Now I'm losing.
This game sucks.
Yeah. No, you suck. Fair point. Fair point.
Like, I know, but you don't have to point it out.
You're making me feel bad.
Oh, man.
Darn it, there goes my last sip of coffee.
Ah, well.
Sons of bitches.
Ah, well. Fuck it.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we should kind of talk about like the big thing that happened in the news recently with in regards to
Oh,
President Sweet Potato Hitler.
we gonna get political again, are we?
We're gonna.
All right, all right, all right. Yeah, yeah. Big announcement.
Yeah, because like whether this is true or not, it really kind of makes you thinking of a little bit. For those that maybe have been living under a rock for the last like couple days, apparently the president tweeted out that he and the first lady tested positive for the coronavirus. which we'll get to in a minute.
I was gonna say, is that the
Because
news? I
there's
thought that was the thing to get
well, no, no,
to.
no, 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 no. So there's something I definitely want to think about here. So they tested positive for coronavirus. Now, if that is true, there's conspiracies going on here. So one
Oh,
of the
there's always conspiracies, sir. There's a
of
conspiracy for fucking everything. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
yeah, there always is. One of the big conspiracies is that Trump is just saying that they tested positive for coronavirus so that he could like kind of downplay like symptoms and whatnot. And then he comes back, see, I beat the virus. Nobody thought I could beat the virus. I'm a warrior.
Hmm.
And then just
I
kind of
mean,
downplay it. Either that or just say, I was taking hydroxychloroquine and I got cured. And it's like, well, you're also the one who said the shit wasn't, like it hardly affects anybody. You don't have to wear a mask, and yet you still you got it.
yeah, I mean, a lot of people are getting butthurt about like, because there's a lot of people out there saying like that they're wishing him dead and stuff, and then there's people who are like, hey, if you're wishing him dead, you're really no better than he is. And listen, so what I said about it, I feel not to toot my own horn here, but I feel like I was pretty fair about it when I just posted the announcement on my social media and, about him getting COVID, and I was like, "Ain't karma a bitch?" Because like he from day one was like, "This is all just gonna go away." It's China's fault. He was just looking to place blame rather than to solve things. And then we find out later on that he knew shit and didn't tell us because he didn't want to panic us or whatever and shit like that. And
Yeah,
like
which is another
like
thing.
that. Yeah, that is another thing. But like karma's a bitch. So like I certainly don't wish him dead. I don't wish anybody dead. I don't care how much of an asshole you are. I don't wish people dead. But I hope he does learn he's not going to,
No,
but I'm not crying tears over the fact that he got COVID whatsoever. I think good. He fucking deserved it. I don't think he deserves to die, but I think he deserved to get COVID. Fuck him. That's just how I feel about it.
yeah, not only that. Like, let's go back for a quick second. Like, I didn't want to cause a panic. Like, okay, so you didn't want to cause a panic about that, but like every week for up until like some of the elections, like you were going, there's migrant caravans coming out there, there's coyotes coming, they're gonna destroy your children, they're gonna destroy the families, they're coming from Mexico.
There's bad hombres.
Yeah, it's fucking bad hombres. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know, man.
but he didn't
Yeah.
want to cause a panic.
Well, and okay, so I can understand not wanting to cause a panic, but here's my point: is like it, it's a very, it's a even if you don't think that it's a potentially serious issue, it's worth spreading the information to make people knowledgeable about the situation, and you can do that in a way that is not panic inducing. Like, hey, there's this really bad virus. There's this bad hombre coming in from outside the border. I told you to put up the fucking wall. You didn't listen to me, but hey, now it's coming. It's just in the form of a virus. Like obviously I'm joking, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like there's a way to expound that information without having to panic people, but also not like being too hyped into like I don't know. I think
No,
I
there's
think he
definitely.
should have done something about it. He should have said something about it if
Well,
he
yeah,
knew. You know?
obviously, like he apparently he was told back in like November of last year about this thing.
Yeah, because I mean,
So
I hate to say this, but the last time that a Republican knew something and didn't act on it appropriately was fucking 9/11. So, you know,
yeah, so good track record going into this.
right, right. Like, and I know you can't act on every single thing. Like, I get that, and especially in that position, you're gonna get a lot of bogus shit coming in. Like, oh, there's gonna be attack here, 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 and then they're planning this, that, and the other. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of red herrings and a lot of shit that you hear about that you just have to be like, no, 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 or you have to weigh it, and I get that, but at the same time, like, if there is a potential threat, even if you think there's any possibility of it coming into existence and actually being a problem, you need to say something about it. At least that's what the responsible person would do, I would think.
No, so here's the thing too. Like, yes, you can inform the citizens about something like this. Just say like, if he had like if we had a president with a fucking brain that worked, because let's face it, this one's just filled with Adderall and KFC. Um, but if we had a president that came out and said, we've gotten very credible reports about this virus coming from China. We're keeping an eye on the situation. Our scientists, they know very, very little at this point. But from what they do tell us, here's what we can do to help, mitigate the spread of it. And, even if the virus is already here, this is what we can do to help mitigate the spread of it. Wear a mask, wash your hands, maintain social
Mm-hmm.
distancing. This is at least based on what we know now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean that's the thing. Like you think about it, like 30 years ago, science was telling us, oh yeah, dinosaurs are giant lizards, blah 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 blah. Fast forward to today, they're like, these things had fucking feathers on them, man.
Yeah.
So
Hey, they're
yeah,
birds.
yeah, and it's like science changes because things change.
Right.
Like not to get all Trumpian, it's just it changes. Like shit changes.
Trumpian.
Yeah, it is what it is. Dinosaurs, huge dinosaurs.
We have the most beautiful dinosaurs. Fantastic. Wonderful dinosaurs.
Are dinosaurs better than anything from China?
That's the other thing that bothers me about it is like the one of the first things that he goes to is he like first of all he calls it the China virus, which is kind of insulting in the first place. Like I'm not one to get offended easily, honestly, but that's a little like
Oh,
it's
he
not the
went even
China.
worse with it, man. He called it kung flu.
Oh Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
man.
which is like him going to his basically going, you guys want the steak? This is Trump steak. Trump steaks.
Seriously, but why is that the important thing to place blame? Like, isn't the important thing to deal with the situation and not to be like, oh, it's his fault? Like, if you and
Yeah,
I are involved in something,
under,
like we break a table, to use an example from last week, right? Does it matter like who broke the table, or does it matter that the table's broken? You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I don't think that's going to be the first thing you're going to focus on. To be
Be like,
fair.
Andy, what'd you do? I can't look that way, I guess. Andy, what'd you do?
No, like just the first like two things that you would do. I don't know which order it would be in, but you would probably start laughing, and then you'd probably just go into a Jim Ross impression, like, "Good God Almighty, look at the carnage!
That
That
table had a family. Good God Almighty.
my God, he's not moving. If somebody could get off their butt and get out here and get some help." I love Jim Ross.
How can you not?
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
But yeah, I don't know what the polls say now, but I know they've done polls throughout this whole thing to see like how people feel about how he's handled the whole coronavirus thing, and from what I remember, like it wasn't very good. A lot of people aren't very happy with it.
No, I think it was under like 40% if I remember right.
That are positive.
Yeah, that are positive. Oh yeah, he's doing a great job. Which you really think about it, man. Being a Trump supporter, I don't know if I made this comparison before on like a previous show or whatnot, but they're a family member on Family Feud. Think about this. Just follow my logic for a second. Let's just say you're on Family Feud and you look across the stage and you see the other family. They look all happy and stupid and whatnot, just as they should on a game show like that. And who's hosting now? Steve Harvey, I
Yeah,
think.
Steve
Yeah.
Harvey. Yeah,
So
yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Harvey comes out. All right, we pulled 100 people. Name a flavor of donut. And somebody in the family across there says picture frame. Like one of the dumbest answers you could give. Now, a Trump supporter is the family members that are surrounding him just going like, yeah, good answer. I eat picture frames, yeah.
Oh
That
my
is a
God, that
Trump.
reminds me so much of the. Did you ever play Family Feud on Super Nintendo?
No.
Oh my God! So my uncle had it at one point, and he brought it over, and we played it and shit, and it was hilarious because it would be shit like that. It would be a question like that, and you would have an answer like that, and they would be like, good answer," and you're like, how was that a good answer? That
Yeah.
was horrible. But one of the funniest things about that game was if you put spaghetti in, like I'd say 7 times out of 10, it would take it as the right answer, even though like spaghetti's not. It would take whatever it is because I don't know, it just fucked with the coding or something like that. It was like, yeah, spaghetti's right because you just guessed box. Good job. It's like, what the fuck? Okay, go me, go spaghetti.
Ugh. But like, but that is a Trump supporter. Like especially if they're dropping fucking the N word and whatnot.
I don't know, man. See,
Is it?
I'm hesitant to label any group of people because there are people who
Well,
support all kinds of